Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Embrace the Opposite. My name is Andrew, coming at you again from beautiful Laguna Niguel, California. It's beautiful out here, guys. Take a look. The sun is setting slightly over there. I wanted to come at you guys today. I was talking to my uncle, and he has been watching the channel, so shout out to Unc. And he was saying you should do your best to kind of tell about your own life. So in that vein, and then I was also thinking about, making sure that everyone out there knows that I am not a master of this, that I am working on this day to day, my everyday life. One of my favorite quotes is this quote by Socrates, which is, all that I know is that I know nothing. So staying humble, having gratitude for your circumstances and situations, never taking things for granted, that must become a part of your life. That's a big tenet of embracing the opposite. So wanted to kind of extend that to you guys, and so what I want to talk about today, guys, how about this, is where I missed the mark in embracing the opposite. And I have a pretty good example that I've been kicking myself about here lately. So big news on the horizon is that my wife is pregnant. So this is kind of an announcement, I guess. Yay, really excited about that. And for anybody that's had a child, or their significant other has had a child, or they've been around that situation, that the first trimester is a really hard time. You have morning sickness, you have a lot of fatigue, the appetite is up and down, can't be around certain foods. And so my wife was going through this. The sad part about that was, on my end, is that we had just moved, and so we got the news maybe 2 weeks after we had moved. And moving's hard in and of itself, and then you have all these boxes everywhere, and you want to unpack everything, but you want to make sure it's going in the right places. So one of the big parts about embracing the opposite is you got to know what you're prone to. So you have two energies, at least two energies. So you're one of those energies, and then the closest relationship in your life, that's the other energy. So you at least have to know your energy. So one of the things I'm I appreciate and I'm comfortable with is organization. And so when we moved, I like to get those boxes unpacked as quickly as possible. I like to get everything put where it needs to go. I want to see the space as it's going to be, very neat and organized and ready to go. My wife, not so much. She likes to take her time and think about it and visualize it, and then put things where they need to go. Now, if you take that and then you add the first trimester of her pregnancy, we were clashing a lot. So I would come home from work and boxes are unpacked, nothing is moved. Not only that, but she doesn't like to be around a lot of uncooked meat and different things, and certain foods just did not sit well with her. So there's no dinner or anything like that. Now, in our household, it's very important to us that we don't subscribe to any of the normal gender rules. Like if my wife were working more, then I'd be the one cooking, and that would be law. That would be what we do. But even the things that she normally does, those things weren't getting handled and weren't being done. And it really hit me when we went home for Thanksgiving, and I was talking to a family member, and they asked me, so how'd you guys get through that first trimester? I know Laura was pretty tired. And I was like, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks, because I didn't think about in the moment. So what was happening was, I was coming home, I was seeing the stuff unboxed, boxes still sitting where they were. Anxiety was filling my heart, anxiety was filling my mind, and that led me to be fearful and angry and upset. And I did not treat my wife with love. I did not treat her with patience and understanding. And so it really, that was a lot of clashing for us in those first 3 months. And it's the worst time to do that, because my wife was growing and is growing another human being inside of her. So she should have been given the most patience. She should have been given the most love, the most understanding. Her love language is physical touch. I should have been giving her foot massage, and back rubs, which I did from time to time, but it wasn't with, see, when you're angry with your spouse or with someone else in your life or your life partner, you do things maybe passive aggressive, you do things very direct, you do things that subconsciously you're not even aware that you're doing, but you're upset and you're angry. And that's what was coming across to my wife. There was only a few times when I said things deliberately that I didn't want to say and that I didn't mean to say, but it was more so in the things that I was doing subconsciously because I had some resentment for things not being the way I just wanted them to be. And so if I had to do it again, embracing the opposite would look like me, you know, coming in, working on those boxes myself at a good pace that would allow me to get things done that I wanted to get done, and not really blame my wife, not really blame anyone but myself in the pace at which these things get done. It's real easy to point the finger when you're upset. Because when you're upset, you're in chaos, you're not in your right mind, you're not thinking in a way that, you're thinking in the way that preserves the ego when you're upset, right? So it's very hard not to blame. If you notice, if you look through your life, when you're upset with someone, the last thing you want to do is blame yourself. You need to wait till you come down off that anger, and then you look at it and you're like, well, yeah, I guess maybe it kind of was my mistake and my fault. So this is where, guys, recently I failed. I missed the mark at embracing the opposite. You have two frequencies, two energies. One is yourself. You got to know what you are, what you like, what you're prone to, but then you got to take that other person in your life or that other energy in your life, and you got to find a middle ground. You got to find a way to respect and to love, agape, and to appreciate that other energy, because that is going to bring you guys closer together. That is going to bring you to a space to where you are not only focused on your ego and what you want, you're focused on, at the very least, the middle ground. You're focused on getting there and staying there. And that helps the other person work through their issues. If I had to do it all over again, I would absolutely focus more on that than what I was going through internally. But anxiety is a slick mofo. Anxiety will get you thinking that everything that you see in front of you is fear, and you should react to that fear in a way that holds your ego at the height. And we want to make sure that we're not doing that, that we're embracing the opposite when it comes to that other frequency in our lives, guys. So guys, that's what I wanted to share today. I hope it was helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below, guys, please. I want to get some feedback. I want to get some not necessarily some critiques, but I'll take those. But any thoughts that you guys have, please share, and let's keep the conversation going, okay? Talk to you guys next time. Peace.